through this case study as a team. So if you're today as a team, if there are 2-3 people from the same organization who have joined today's call, today's session, what we want you to do is, after you receive this case study, you as a team, you get together, go through this case study, and then what we want you to do is we want you to fill this business discovery tool, which is a practice business discovery tool, Excel based business discovery tool, and there are different sheets. So I'm quickly going to explain you what are these different sheets in the Excel and what information you need to fill in and where the information needs to go in the Excel. That I'll quickly explain it to you. So once you are able to download both the case study and the tool, you as a team, you go through the case study together, dig out all the data from that case study and fill this tool with the relevant data, right? So there are different feeder sheets. One is cover page, then there is a feeder sheet, then there is a KPI dashboard. And this KPI dashboard is for 3 buckets of KPIs, right? We have looked at 9 KPIs specifically, and the dashboard is specifically for the group of KPIs. For example, growth KPIs, profitability KPIs, and liquidity and leverage KPIs, right? So I'll explain you what is there in the cover page. So cover page is nothing but it's a general information about the tool, about Vadvani Foundation, about this tool and why this tool is important to you. So what we need to do is you need to type in here the name of the participant. So if you're doing it as a team, you can say, for example, your company name and the team, and in the bracket you can mention the name of the people who have done this activity, right? So this is how you mention the name of the participant, then you mention the designation of the people. So if there are 2-3 people who are working on this, you can say CEO / functional head, sales head, or whatever. So you need to mention those 2-3 designations, who as a team done this, and then the name of the entity. This is all you need to fill in this cover page tab. Then you could quickly move on to the feeder sheet tab. Here, the cells which are marked as gray or blue, light blue, whatever you call this color as, these are the cells that you need to actually fill in, right? And all this information that you require to fill in will be available in the case study in the exhibit section. Let me quickly show you where this information is. This is a profit and loss account, which is the exhibit 1 in the case study, right? So here what we are asking you is to fill the profit and loss account statement from the case study in the relevant section here. All the cells which are marked as green, they are all auto-calculated formula based cells. So once you fill the information related to profit and loss statement, then you will have to fill in the data which is related to balance sheet of the company. So again, balance sheet is in the exhibit 2 in the case study. So again, you will extract the data from balance sheet and input all the data in these gray cells. All the green cells again are the auto-calculated formula-based cells. Once you fill in the data related to balance sheet, then you will have to find the other revenue information, which is again in the exhibit 3 and 4. So exhibit 3 is product-wise revenue and exhibit 4 is customer data. Other revenue information, which is customer and product-wise, you will find in exhibit 3 and 4, and you will have to populate this section also. So once you fill in all the information from profit and loss statement, balance sheet, and other revenue information from the case study in this particular part, what will happen is all this data will get auto converted into different KPIs in this sheet. So this is where all the data that you just inputted into the feeder sheet gets calculated in the form of KPIs. So for example, growth KPIs, revenue KPI, share of wallet, market share, revenue concentration, average receivable days. So all that data we inserted in the feeder sheet as P&L data, balance sheet, other revenue information got converted into these KPIs, and then you will be able to also see the trends of the past trend, current trend, and future trend of the company performance on these particular KPIs in this particular KPI sheet. For example, revenue growth. I've just filled the dummy data into this particular tool, and from the dummy data I can see the trend of this company on the revenue KPI is they're improving currently on their revenue. In the future, they might be losing their revenue. So this is the trend that I can see. What you have to fill in this, so there's nothing much to fill from your side in this sheet except from this benchmark column. In the benchmark column, you will have to fill in the right industry benchmark. So you can go on Google and do some quick research and you will be able to find quick industry benchmark for automobile and auto parts industry particularly. So this is only what is the input which is required from your side in this sheet. For some reason, if you're not able to find relevant benchmarks for the industry on Google, then what you can do is you can fill in the aspirational benchmark as well. For example, if you think 20% revenue growth year on year is a good growth and you're not able to find out the benchmark for this particular industry, you can say aspirational benchmark is 20%. And this is how you will work on this particular KPI sheet. And once you fill in the feeder sheet and input the benchmarks, correct benchmark in this KPI sheet, you will be able to see a dashboard. All the KPIs will get converted into graphical representation in the dashboard. So for example, in this particular sheet, I can see there are growth KPIs and then I can see the graphical representation of those KPIs. For example, revenue growth, I can see how the company's performance has been on the revenue KPI for last 3 years and how it is expected to be in FY 2022. And then I can also see a comment in the comment box whether this performance is good or not. So it is just a short commentary on this particular graph, which is again auto populated, right? So similarly, there is another dashboard for profitability KPIs as well. And there is a dashboard for liquidity and solvency KPIs. And then the last sheet is the report sheet, where you will be able to see a report rack status of all the 9 KPIs. So you will be able to see how the company is currently performing on these KPIs. How is the performance going to be in the future, right? How is the company's performance compared to the industry benchmark? So how is the company performing related to the industry benchmark? And then you will also be able to populate what are the potential solutions, corrective actions that the company needs to take, right? So you will be able to suggest the corrective actions to the company. And the level of project title will be also available to you. You can select the correct level of project title, right? And what is the potential impact of this action that you're suggesting will be auto-populated into the potential impact section. So this is how the business discovery practice tool will be able to give you a lot of insight, will help you generate a lot of insights about the company's current performance, future performance, and what are the corrective actions that needs to be taken by the company to improve their performance on these 9 different KPIs, right? So what you all have to do is essentially take the case study, fill in all the information in this discovery tool,